And we are live. What is up, Moose?
How's it going, man? How's it going?
Not bad, bro. Chilling on a Sunday. The Browns didn't lose today.
Very good.
Well, they play tomorrow, so we'll see. I always consider that a win when they don't play, but they don't lose. Dude, they've been terrible this year, Moose. I don't know if you've been following the NFL. I know you're an avid football fan. Cowboys, Rams, I'm guessing. I don't know. Who are your teams?
Man, I just watched the game, man, to see who's going to, give us the best performance. I'm not really concerned about specific teams right now, man. It's been.
So you're in it for the entertainment of the
That's right.
actual game itself.
That's right.
Yeah, well, my fandom takes me over the limit, bro, and these Browns are stinking up the joint, man.
Jeez.
Hey, what is up, RFK? What up, what up, what up? The homie Jay is in the house. We got Mark in the house. Ricky said my team is Verizon. They are the NFL partner, man. Yeah, so what up, Jay? Yeah. Oh, damn, he's got some feedback. We got Baby Yoda Tech is in the house. Appreciate you, man. Gellert is here. We got Cipriani Tech, my brother. All right, so yeah, definitely, Pete. I'll send you over the link. Troy's here too. He made it over there from the Patreon side. Appreciate you, Troy. Thanks for coming by tonight, man. Trex is here too. He made it. Yeah, buddy. They were on the Patreon show. TJ is here too. A lot of patrons here as well. EM Tech's in the house. Sneed rocking that pink. Franco. He said, "Hey Moose, fix this crappy N77 in the keys." What up, Jose? What up, what up, what up? Let me get this link out to the Bearded Dragon, bro. Yep. Anyway, so what's going on, Moose? What's on your mind tonight, good sir?
Man, there's lots of things to discuss. Obviously, I apologize. I was not able to be there for the earnings right after T-Mobile thongs reported out. But we got to talk about that. We got to talk about the remaining, last 2 months of the quarter, aka the last 2 months of the year. We have a lot of predictions. We have a lot of things to discuss on that. There was a conversation that T-Mobile's lead will be, for N41 lead, right? 250 million pops, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be evaporated by the middle of next year. There's been conversations about that. So yeah, we definitely got to discuss Cha-Cha.
Yeah, the mid-band pace from Verizon and AT&T, they're going to be closing this gap pretty quick. There's going to come a point where, T-Mobile's going to hit 300 million pops. The question is, Moose, is when they hit their 300 million, where's Verizon and AT&T at that point? Right? Do we see Verizon and AT&T around that 250 mark? Do we see them at 260? Or is it going to be like, are they going to be way back? Are they going to be barely crossing 200? I don't know if you have a prediction. I don't know if you want to be on the record on that, but I don't. First of all, I want to make sure everybody understands. I'm not big on pops. That's not my thing, right? I really don't like it. When I think about pops, I feel like it's the cheapest way to indicate that you have coverage, but I don't feel like it's true penetration, right? I feel like it's just scratching surface. So, like, to me, how much geographical range do you cover with that channel? So when you get a big PA done, and you start building out more. Well, how deep was the PA you just walked away from? Then you said, okay, well, all right, we finished this market. This is PA number 11. We just covered 6 million pops. But let's be honest about it. Like, is it really thoroughly covered? Did you just put a tower every other site, or is it on most sites? And I'm not saying it has to be on every site, but it's got to be on most of them. In order to get full pops coverage in a major market, which is not easy to do. There's all types of factors. You got tons of sites, which means you need a lot of crews, a lot of antennas, a lot of radios, a lot of fiber optic upgrades. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. There's a lot of engineering that's involved. There's a lot of code. There's a lot of permitting. It's complicated, man. So it's no easy task. There are hundreds, if not thousands of people working diligently to upgrade networks across all carriers. And I will tell you, man, like up to this point, I do think we have to call a spade a spade. The T-Mobile 5G UC build has been impressive. I think we also have to call that same spade a spade. Verizon's been impressive, and so has AT&T. Their builds have been fast so far this year. So where they end up, we'll see.
Yeah. And I know that, Chacha, we also have to talk about another topic that we talked about last week where, YouTube is experimenting with this 4K paid wall, right? Did some dinging. Definitely going to want to talk about that. I don't know which one you want to start with first, but very excited to talk about that one.
Go ahead, jump in, Moose. Do what you want to do. You lead the way, man, and I'll just kind of roll with you.
Okay, so there's a couple of things here. I don't know if people have noticed, but there was an article about a week and a half ago where YouTube is experimenting with the 4K as a paywall, right? You have to pay to watch YouTube in 4K, possibly even 1440p, right? There's been even conversations of 1080p HDR being paywall, right? So what does this mean, right? Sneed and I, we were talking that if this was to come to pass, right, how much of a boost, right, will the cellular networks get if this happens, right, in terms of increased download speeds, right, during peak times. Now, you have to agree, though, in these assumptions that not everybody, number one, wants their quality or even knows about getting a higher quality on their phone, right? We talked about that, Sneed, right? Even when you select the highest possible streaming quality, it doesn't even elect you to get to 4K. I think on a 5G network, we tested it out, right, Chacha? It was 1080p. And then on an LTE network, it was 720p. Clicking that highest streaming quality on cellular, right? Now, you can force it to 4K, but then how many phones actually have a 4K screen, right? That's another assumption that we're making. Now, let's say for the sake of argument, right? Everybody picks 4K, so they're downloading a lot more than a normal 1080p. And everybody has a plan that is capable of giving you the 4K, right? That's another assumption that we're making. So we concluded that probably between 5 to 10% boost. At the very maximum, 15%, but that's very outlier scenario where you get a 15% boost of download speed in peak times. But what will happen, though, right, is less people will be able to take advantage of the 4K on YouTube, which SMT, as everybody knows, the SMT community has done 4K ever since the fiber has been on deck. So what are your thoughts on this, Nate? I know we had a long conversation about this, but let's get into it.
All right. So the dynamics here are like crazy. There's so many things to consider about. Like, Moose, we talked for an hour about this, right? And that was before the show. We spoke about this last week. All right. So first of all, YouTube is 100% motivated to try to get an upsell out of 4K. Right? There's a monetization opportunity that they see. All right, so what they do is they create a paywall. Hey, you want to consume your favorite creators' 4K content? Sure, absolutely, you can do that. Sign up for YouTube Premium. Now think about it, though, Moose. There's other stuff that's wrapped up in YouTube Premium, right? It's kind of sort of bundled up with some other things. All right, so you get YouTube Music, or whatever, I think it used to be called YouTube Red. You're going to get an ad-free experience, right? And they're going to kind of look at that as an opportunity for them to monetize that way.
YouTube Red was YouTube Premium. YouTube Music was Google Play Music.
Okay, so I knew it was like they had these previous names, and then they kind of like brought it all into YouTube Premium, right? All right, so, they've done this in the effort to monetize. If you look at the most recent earnings for Google, which the reports of this predate the earnings from Google. You know what I mean? So like the writing was on the wall. They basically told us, the financials aren't great. They want to get back to their profitable ways, increasing revenue streams, making new revenue streams. So they're doing it this way. But in and of itself, though, when you look at a practical standpoint of a business operation, when you go from the average video resolution on mobility, which is probably somewhere around 720p, some people watching 1080p, some people watching 4K, a lot of people are watching 480p. If you were to somehow reduce the video resolution playback by even just one level, right? So instead of the average being 720p, the average became 480p, you're literally talking about half or less of the amount of data, right? We're just literally talking about resources. Okay, think about servers. We're talking about the operations, the hyperscaling. They're motivated to move resolution down. And then I swear, I was crunching the numbers. Moose got me thinking. I estimated that somewhere between 10 to 15% of the raw data utilized for this type of viewing, even with compression technologies, it's going to be huge. Moose was thinking probably closer to 20%. Moose, do you still feel like it would be that percentage?
Well, I have went down on that assumption, simply because I keep thinking, right? How many people use YouTube daily?
A lot,
right?
Millions,
ridiculous,
billions.
Everybody uses YouTube to some extent, right?
Yeah.
But 20% increase in download speed simply because it's going from a 4K paywall, 1440p paywall, down to possibly even 720p, 1080p. It could, like you said, I think the max is 10% now, but definitely 5% for sure.
Your implication was, what does this do for carrier networks? What does this do for MNOs?
Yeah.
So, do we start to see like, oh, wow, YouTube, the biggest video platform in the world, starts to enforce this, new 4K paywall thing. Video resolutions are going down across the board, and mobile network operators are like, oh, cool, usage is going down. Well, and maybe it's not even just usage, like people are still using their phones as much, but because like the compression and the playback on the resolution is down, it saves them on resources. So like Pete, I was thinking 10, maybe 15%. Pete, what do you think, man?
Well, going from 1080p to 4K is a fourfold increase, minimum. So if on average you don't have people on the Google Premium like myself on your network, I could see them saving around 30%. I mean, I don't think it's going to impact Verizon at all. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sneed. Their most expensive plan still caps video at 720p.
If it's not an ultra wideband, it is 720p, sir.
Yep. So you only AT&T and T-Mobile would see a real impact from this change, and you may find the largest impact from T-Mobile on Magenta MAX. To my knowledge, we don't see AT&T Ultimate now.
Mm-hmm.
To my knowledge, they don't go, hey, it's 4K streaming as loudly as T-Mobile. And they get rid of the HBO, so who's really going to be expecting 4K streams?
So
T-Mobile, you still get the Netflix, which is 4K,
right.
so
yeah.
But
here's where I push back
plans.
a little bit, Pete. Here's where I push back a little bit, right? Me and Moose did a little bit of testing. If you close out YouTube completely, like clear it from your cache, right? And you launch YouTube and you go into your settings and you put like highest resolution. You go to the advanced setting for video playback and you put it highest possible, right? pick a video that you know is going to be in 4K, click on it, and run it. Hit play. I swear to you, Pete, it will default to 1080p when it first launches. I don't know what it is about their algorithm. I don't know what it is about their compression or their settings. It wants to default to 1080p. So what do you have to do as the viewer? You have to actively select the 3 buttons tab in the upper right-hand corner and force it to 4K. Right? It did not default to 4K, Pete, even though you set their setting to prefer the highest resolution playback. This is what they do. So, Pete, if you weren't paying attention...
They actually get rid of that setting, Sneed.
No, it's there.
Really?
Yeah. So here's... Moose, you know it. I had you do it. You did it, and you saw... you had to close out the app and go back into the settings and do it again. You have to force it. So if you don't do it, it's going to run at 1080p the whole freaking time, bro. And I told Moose, too, that on Verizon and on Pete's T-Mobile, it will default to 480p even though it'll play 720p or 1080p. I still have to force it.
Without buffering.
Yeah, but the fact is I got to do it manually even though I got the preference on.
I have to go in on my home Wi-Fi if I'm watching something that I know is 4K. Go in and do 4K. I get outside line of sight a minimum with 600 down. That's enough for like...
Look, Trex is saying the same thing.
8K streams.
Pete, Trex is saying the same thing. Defaults me to 480p, 720p. Okay, yeah. Ricky is saying that AT&T lets him do 4K, but Ricky, I have AT&T, and if I don't manually select 4K, it's going to do 1080p.
If I don't manually select 4K on my T-Mobile, it's going to do 720p.
Oh, shit. EM Tech is saying that it was gone. I don't remember when it was gone, bro, but... Okay, so like right now, for example, I'm going to go into my settings. Actually, let me go ahead and close out YouTube from scratch. Okay, I'm going to launch the YouTube app. I'm going to go to one of my videos that I know is 4K. I know for a fact it's 4K. Okay? I'm going to select that. And I'm going to see how it's played because I'm on Wi-Fi right now. I'm on the fiber. I go to the wheel. Look, it launched to 480p. And I'm on fiber. I'm literally on 1,000 megabits per second. A 4K video that I have the setting on, right, to automatically do the highest possible resolution. You go to the settings wheel, right, and then you can go where it says like data saving in general and all that, and you can do all of this. So what the hell is the point to have the settings when they default you on some BS? The hell, man?
The idea is to...
Look, video quality preferences. Literally, high picture quality uses more data. You select that. And then you do it over Wi-Fi. You could do the same thing. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. They're literally like forcing it to be a pain in the ass just so you can watch higher quality content. It defaults you on some bullshit, bro. I know, Ricky.
So the other thing, Sneed, that we also have to talk about, right, is that, Netflix with ads, right? CNET did a really good explanation, right? The $6.99 basic with ads, which matches the features from the ad-free basic plan described below. So that means that the basic plan is 720p max, right? So the $6.99 with ads is $6.99 with ads, and it's 720p max. Okay, so right now, right there, you have YouTube, right? You have YouTube, you have Netflix that are not allowing the 4K content unless you pay a significant price increase. You get what I'm saying here? Those are the top two, right? Arguably the top two streaming platforms in the United States.
You said YouTube and what else? Netflix?
Yeah, Netflix. That's right.
Netflix is still the top two?
Yeah, it's got to be, bro.
Damn.
Yep.
Well, think about it, Pete. How many T-Mobile customers get it included in their bundle?
I guess, but, The free one is the 480p one. I'm paying.
Yeah, but
You know,
people will upgrade to get a better experience, and they'll just pay the difference.
hey, I don't mind paying the difference, and
I know you don't care, bro. You want to get a good plan.
I want the good plan, and I want my Yasmin to watch some 4K kid shows.
Yeah. Yeah, so my estimate was like 10 or 15%, only because I know that they're already doing these things through the app. They've been compressing, they've been bringing down resolution when people aren't paying attention. What are they going to say, bro? Like, think about it. Can I go to YouTube and be like, "Oh, hey, I'm suing you because, you're defaulting the video resolution to 480p." It's not going to work. Like, they can't lose.
Actually, through the terms of service, uh,
What do they say in the terms of service for what they guarantee for video playback?
they guarantee a maximum 144p.
See? I mean, you got some
So,
people who uploaded content in like 240, bro, back in like 2006.
so we are watching according to their terms of service. We are blessed that we're able to watch higher quality.
What? You're okay.
Jump
Hold
back
on.
in, Moose.
Yeah, I was like, wait, hold on. There was a. I know we're bridging to a lot of different things right now, but there is a lot of controversy right now regarding this topic, guys. And why is this a big deal? Because if these streaming services are reducing quality on their base tier, right? And the only way to monetize their content further is to have additional tiers for the different qualities. And in Netflix's case, different streams, right? That you can only have one stream on the base plan, right? And then you have up to 4 streams. And then, by the way, they're now enforcing the password sharing on Netflix right before Squid Game season 2. So this is what I was saying to Sneed. From a carrier perspective, right? What is incentivizing the customer if, in order to take advantage of a higher quality resolution, you need to pay?
You need to not only pay the streaming service, but you also need to pay the mobile provider.
But isn't that what you do when you buy a certain plan? Right? When you go in and you get Magenta, you have a video expectation and a video guarantee. When you have Magenta MAX, it's a different guarantee, right? When you get
they
Verizon
don't guarantee
Start or whatever, and
they don't guarantee 8K on Magenta MAX.
They guarantee 4K.
Yeah.
But that's kind of my point. You're getting nickeled and dimed on every angle, but like the carrier is incentivized to do it because that means there's going to be less data usage, less data demand on their network, unless you are willing to shell up and pony up the extra money for a higher tier plan that increases your ARPU or ARPA. Collectively, they probably look at it from an account level. Hey, let's get some of these lines on Magenta MAX. Let's get some of these lines on a premium plan.
I don't mind watching 720p video on my phone without buffering if the 1080p does. If it means I'm saving what was it, $240?
But Pete, is there ever going to come a day where a carrier says, "Oh man, we love the fact that that YouTube is you put up a paywall for 4K because we're now saying I don't even know how to numerically represent it quantitatively. We're saving 150 terabytes a week, just by losing some of that resolution."
That's going to be a Vestberg, Hans private board meeting type thing. No, or I don't know. Hasn't he said things like we're doing this for the good of the company, not the customer? I'd be I'd be mortified if either T-Mobile or AT&T openly said, yes, we enjoy the fact that more content platforms are adding arbitrary paywalls because that means we have less demand on our networks.
But see, the carriers would rather sell you a premium plan and give you access to more throughput than to keep you out of it, right? Like even if it meant paying an extra $5 a line, they would prefer that you use more on the network so long as you're willing to pay for it.
Yeah, and I just hope there isn't much of a.
But Pete, this is what I'm saying. If I'm a customer, okay, I put it into perspective for Sneed, right? Okay. In order to take advantage of 4K YouTube, I'm gonna have to pay $22 a month because they just raised prices. They just raised prices on YouTube Premium.
Dude, I'm paying $27 for the family plan now.
Right. It's insanely expensive for YouTube Premium. They need more benefits for what it is. Apple Music just went up. That's another thing, not related to the streaming, but still relevant because more and more streaming services are increasing the price.
I'm thinking if the YouTube is watching us, I'm gonna say this out to you. Hey assholes, you upped my price. Give me lossless streaming on YouTube Music.
Man.
Hey, you know what I'm talking about, Sneed.
I absolutely do, bro. I mean, maybe it's a little bit early in the show for us to get demonetized, though, Pete.
Maybe, but you know, they added a paywall for 4K. They upped the price. I'm paying more for the same thing. Give me some music.
Straight up.
So now here's the other thing, right? So Netflix just released their ad tier for $6.99. We have theorized in previous podcasts that T-Mobile is going to be offering the ad tier instead of the base plan, the basic plan, which is $10 now, right? $9.99 for a single line, instead of the family plan. So I'm telling you, man, this is very interesting times. We are seeing monetization, nickel and diming, like Sneed likes to say, on everything. Okay, carriers increasing administrative fees. States increasing their taxation on telecommunication fees because they know that that's a guaranteed source of revenue. And then we have Netflix, we got YouTube that are paywalling a 4K feature, which apparently to them it's a
Moose. Yeah. Disney Plus and HBO Max are doing the same thing. If you're on the ad tier, you're capped at 1080p.
See, that's another thing, right? And that, by the way, at least it's not 720p like Netflix, right? But yeah, still not good. Not good.
Yeah, but Moose, let's kind of circle this back. Why are they doing this? What does it boil down to? What is the bottom line?
Increasing their net revenue, right?
It's the investors. The investors are saying, show me revenue increases. Show me new revenue streams. Show me improved margins. Show me better operations revenues.
Sneed, we're going to have to talk about this on a Patreon podcast because I got some hot takes that if the video was public, we'd have some problems.
But it's the truth. The only reason these companies are doing these things is because look at the economic climate. Look at the market. Literally one thing goes wrong at a company, one small thing, and all of a sudden you see a 10% drop in market cap. Literally overnight. One thing out of 15 things that were good, they miss earnings per share by 2 cents. The stock falls 7%. What the hell type of irrationality is that? You know how much pressure is on these CEOs, these CFOs, and these executives to outperform whatever the frickin' predictions are from analysts? So what do the companies do? They nickel and dime all their customers, squeezing every little last drop out of every single customer.
So Sneed, let's roll this into like primary content for the channel. Telcos. So you're saying probably part of the reason why we have companies like T-Mobile kind of massaging their numbers is so the investors don't go, screw you, man, I'll see you on Highway 61. You're not giving me enough value added by 3 cents. Is that what you're saying?
Seriously. Okay, so I just got a screenshot from Ricky, 144p.
It was probably doing picture in picture with it minimized.
Terrible.
144p. I'm telling you, bro, the app is messed up.
144p is what I get when I, swipe up from the bottom of my pixel and get it as a floating head.
Oh, Troy, you know what, man? I just saw that email. I know you sent it to me on Friday, and I just saw it when I went back into my inbox. And here he's got it. Okay, so they've got a $40 tier. Ooh, a 1 gig tier for $70. Not bad. You know, I was looking at some of the data.
$70 is good for a gig.
I was looking at some of the data and the promoter scores and the consumer surveys. $70 a month for gigabit speed is the sweet spot. That means if like a company wants to sell, customers are engaged at a $70 for a gig. So if you go up to 80, they're not happy about that. So 70 is the sweet spot. That's pretty good pricing, dude. What else they got here? They got a 500 meg for $40. That's pretty good. Oh, they got all types of different tiers. Wow.
Do you want to pop that up on the screen?
But it's like region specific. Like, within certain like cities and stuff like that. Oh, that's pretty good, dude. It looks like they're flexible. They do have a $50 activation fee in certain places. Oh, God. Not a fan.
Hey, at least it's not an equipment fee that you want to put.
They got a $5 auto pay discount. That's cool. What else they got here? Oh, and they're doing gift cards. $200 gift cards. Okay. All right, man.
I'm wondering what's the evaluation on one screen? Like,
that's a pretty competitive rates, man.
No, like, are they a publicly traded company?
I'll forward it over to you, Pete, so you could take a look at it. It ain't your municipal, but it's good. Oh man. So Moose, this this topic, I think, it's got all these little wrinkles. I think we can all come to agreement the carriers would be glad to see this happen, right? To get the usage down in terms of just the raw amount of data.
Yeah.
I think YouTube would be happy to see it go down, because then people would be having to pay more to get the 4K content, so that's a revenue stream.
Yep.
Look, the only person who is going to lose is going to be the customer who used to get higher resolution playback. That's all.
See, the thing that I'm thinking, right, is remember that anecdotal where as soon as T-Mobile added those 3 macros in LAX, 1.5 terabytes back in 2016 just magically happened, right? So you can assume that a lot of that 1.5 terabytes in one day, right, back in 2016 was YouTube. Now it's considerably more amounts of data, right? I'm thinking in an airport, right, if there's no dash, just macros, it's probably doing about 3 terabytes now, if not 5 terabytes per day.
Well, what is it? 20. They predict that every year data usage increases by 20%.
Yeah. So 20% since 2016. We could do the math right now.
No,
Hold
no,
on.
annually, right?
Yeah. So essentially compounded, compounding, right? So hold on,
Yeah.
let me do the math here.
Yeah. That's just a crazy number, man. And it's crazy to think that 2016, bro. That was 7 years ago. I mean, what were you doing on your phone in 2016, right? On a cellular network. A whole lot less than you're doing today, that's for sure. I mean, everybody's on TikTok and Snapchats and Instagram, bro. I mean, just look at all the T-Mobile retail employees, bro, putting up all those TikToks. And look at Hans, bro. He wants to live stream him buying all his Gator shoes and shit.
I don't even know what a TikTok is yet.
Pete's not on TikTok, folks.
Yeah,
Damn, Jay was
it's
locked
about
up, bro. Lawrence had an LG G4. Wow.
okay. So Sneed, it's about 4.5 gigs if it's increasing 20% every year.
So
Terabytes.
the typical user is now using, what are we at, like 12 to 15 gigs a month, right?
Yeah, I would say it's closer to 20 gigs a month, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we're closer to 20 now. So if it's going to go up 20% this upcoming year, I mean, what are we talking about here? 2, maybe 4, maybe it goes up to 25 gigs next year, the average user? If YouTube does this, does that slow down the usage increase?
Okay, so there was a couple of YouTubers have commented on this, right? Linus and my main man, Mudahar, right, from Canada. Both Mudahar and Linus have mentioned that if YouTube does this, right, it will de-incentivize people to stream in 4K, which I don't agree, right? I don't agree because they're incentivizing the creators to create 4K because then, right, Sneed, right, you get YouTube Premium membership as a viewer. You're able to have no ads, and then you're able to see 4K content. But if your creator is not creating content in 4K, there's no reason for you to upgrade other than the no ads and the background play, right? I can turn off
And
my
the music.
and the music, yes.
Dude, I
Right?
love that music while driving cross country.
But my point is that, there's a lot of creators still, Sneed, that do not do 4K HDR, 1440p HDR, even 1080p HDR, you know?
So what do you think, Moose? You think I should stop uploading 4K content?
No. I think that not until the day where YouTube is telling you that I'm going to charge you to upload in 4K, that's the day, right? Because the whole idea of this thing, right, to monetize 4K from YouTube was because YouTube finally got to a floor, for many years, right? Hard disks, not SSDs, right, but like the actual spinning disks. They finally are to the cheapest possible price right now. That was what it was explained in the video. Now, because they are at the lowest possible price, the prices to store content can never go down further than what we are right now. That's what their premise was, right? So, in order to make more money off of the, rock bottom price, you have to start monetizing for all of this content that is being uploaded into YouTube, and specifically 4K, 1440p, and possibly even 1080p HDR. Everything's on the table.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to give a shout out to the patrons. If you guys want to join us here on the panel, stop by and say hello or ask a question, get in on the convo. The link for the upper tier patrons is up now on Patreon. So we have a few of us here on the panel right now. I've got room for a few more if anyone wants to stop by. So I know that there are some upper tier patrons that are here in the live stream right now. If you want to stop by, we'd love to have you discuss this topic and other things as well. Carlos chimes in. YouTube Premium doesn't pay us creators blank. It only pays me, let's say, my 30,000 view video. Premium pay is $1.65 on 7,000 of premium viewers. So screw that, making 4K for premium BS. That's why I'm 1080 again. So Carlos has moved to 1080. He's stepped away from 4K.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying, right? Until they are incentivizing the creators once again to upload in 4K, simply to say that, hey, this is another reason why you should buy YouTube Premium as a viewer. There is absolutely no reason right now to be uploading in 4K unless, right, you have there's no issues, right? It's like your case, right? Before the fiber, it was very difficult to upload in 4K. It would take too long, right?
Yeah.
Now, there's not a big difference between 1080p and 4K upload, maybe a few seconds, maybe half a second.
I mean, dude, I'm doing 4K content uploads in 2 minutes. 3 minutes, 4 minutes if it's a 10-minute video.
I've uploaded private 4K videos in 10 minutes.
I mean, if you're not on a fiber connection, it's taken a long time, Moose.
And I'm sorry, with this premium thing, I'm thinking, the private videos, since I don't think anybody who watches those private videos are on premium, I may have to start doing 1080p only.
Which is crazy. That's the opposite direction. We're like, we've been using 1080p as a standard for the better part of the last decade. I mean, what year would we consider 1080p to have become the standard, Pete?
Started loving my 1080p in 2006.
So it's been 15, 16, 17 years. And now we're going to start regressing?
There are some people watching us right now, or even on the replay, who haven't lived in a world where 1080p wasn't a go-to standard. Think about that one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like we're going in the wrong direction, man.
You're absolutely right on that one, Sneed. And then I will say this, though, because we did say that there would be one benefit to the customers, right? One segment of the customers that would benefit, which is the rural, right?
Yeah.
In rural America, if there is going to be an increase of about 10% in the download, that means that you will have slightly faster download.
Yeah, if you're on an outdated site or something, exactly. Right, Moose?
That's right. That's exactly what I'm saying, right? In an outdated site or in a very congested site nowadays, even with N41 or N77 C-band, it would help out, right? By not having the ability for the majority of folks that use YouTube to have that 4K option. Now, I'm not happy about this. I'm actually feeling like this is a regression to your both points. But at the end of the day, YouTube has the right to make money, right? The same way that all these other streaming companies have a right to make money into, the different tiers, right? Because a lot of people are like, how come they don't just give it for free still, blah, blah, blah. Well, because when the times are tough and they need more revenue, this is an easy, low-hanging fruit.
Moose, they don't need more revenue. Their stakeholder needs more.
What up, Dave? What's going on, bro?
Well, as I said in the Patron stream, all I've got to say is that I'm not upset about this because 4K actually helps incentivize the centralization of the internet onto big giant platforms like YouTube, where we should be trying to decentralize the internet, even if it requires a slight regress in quality to say 1080 or 720.
Well, it's definitely happening. Okay, so EM Tech brings up this point. Linus talked about the importance of true HDR being much more impactful versus 4K. Okay, so don't most people upload their videos in 4K HDR? Will they still upload in 1080p HDR?
Does my camera do 1080p HDR?
I don't know.
I know that for my show, I'm uploading my video in 1080p, and I would, since I don't use camera, I would do 720p, except that my app that I'm using to stream with won't even let me do below 1080 for whatever reason.
So it's static. It's stuck on 1080p.
Yep. If I could, I would do less than 1080 so that I could keep the server costs down for the administrator.
I feel like 720p to 1080p is what? Double the data? Right? Double the file size?
I think so.
Yeah, and then from like 480p to 1080p is like 4 times the size?
Yeah, and then from 1080p to 4K is also 4 times the size.
4 times the size, right. Yeah. Go ahead, Rick. Jump in, bro.
Hello there. How you doing?
Buddy. Good, man. How are you?
Doing great.
Jump in, man. We're talking about this resolution stuff, bro. I know you got a great phone. You love your device. And you've seen how the app can be screwy and kind of give you the runaround, jerk around with the whole resolution thing, man.
That's right. It's crazy.
Well, it's that it's that buffoonery, bro. The raccoonery buffoonery. You think
the good old days.
I even mentioned it. You can go to the settings wheel and you can select highest resolution playback possible, and it's still going to default you to a lower res.
Look what happened. I was watching and it kicked me to 144.
And
I have 4K service on my AT&T right now, so. And I'm like right next to the tower, so it's not like.
Ricky, I'm telling you, they do that stuff. They do that stuff without you paying attention, especially for people who have the premium, who like literally turn off their phone screen and don't even know what resolution or what. Because the thing about YouTube, and a lot of people don't know this, man, the YouTube audio codecs are correlated to the video resolution playback setting, meaning your audio improves as your video resolution improves. So the audio on 1080p is better than the audio on 480p. They do the same thing with the audio resolution, like the audio playback in terms of fidelity.
It's only marginally better, though.
But it doesn't matter, man. It shows you that they still do it. You know? I mean, you call it marginal, but we have to call a spade a spade. They're still doing it.
Right. I have an app on Android that actually allows me to get ad-free YouTube and background play without paying for premium.
Let me ask you guys this question, because this is what's scaring me, right? Would you believe the day might come that YouTube, for the free version, right, with ads, is 720p only? And then anything above that, you would need to pay for the premium, just like any other streaming service right now. Let me look at the model from Netflix as an example, right? It's 720p by default with ads. What's to say that YouTube is not going to do the same thing?
That is a huge regression, bro. That is massive.
I know.
It's because, like, the increase in quality is low enough that it doesn't matter. So the increase from 1080 to 4K is not a very big jump unless you're doing giant TVs. So like if you're watching it on your 70-inch TV, yeah, there's a difference. But if you're watching it on your 6-inch phone screen, there's no difference. So the upgrade is not worth the cost.
So are we going to live in a world where the average viewer on YouTube is going to move from having every resolution option to now being stuck behind 720p?
Yes. Yes, we are.
That sucks, bro.
Because Google doesn't want to pay for all that data, to store all that data if they can avoid it. And I can't blame them.
I'm telling you, Lavendi, he says, as these companies get greedier, I downgrade or cancel altogether. It's not important to me. So Lavendi's responding with his dollars, man.
And I'm responding by, as I say, decentralize the internet. I actually created my show on Diode Zone, where I talk about tech, just to prove that like other streaming services exist and you can get viewership.
You know, I've noticed that too, Cipriani Tech. Desktops and laptops, they'll give you the advanced level HD, video resolution and all that by default. But it's the mobile, dude. It automatically just reduces resolution playback.
My desktop defaults to 4K if available.
It's going to give you the highest one, but it's the mobile. So clearly that's an algorithm that, that's some kind of like a firmware that's like, boom, hey, video streaming happening. Kick it down.
2 words for you. Bigger screen.
Yeah.
Hey, what's wrong with my 30-inch monitor?
No, bigger screen means more pixels, and more pixels means you have to have higher quality to not show those pixels.
Well, to make the pixels pretty, we want pretty pixels. We don't want. I mean, my screen's capable of 10-bit HDR. I don't want 8-bit color on it.
Speaking of pretty pixels, I love that camera visor on the Pixel 6 and the 7.
Pixels ain't pretty.
The new design language.
Yep.
If pixels are pretty, that means phones are sexy too.
Oh no! Don't do that.
No. Hey Dave.
Yo.
What do you think of my avatar?
What avatar? Remember, you're talking to the blind guy.
Never mind then.
Oops.
So,
why do you think I don't? Go ahead.
But I wanted to go ahead. Okay, anyways.
Whoever was going to go ahead.
To round it out, I just wanted to get everybody's opinion, though, from a cellular network perspective, right? How is this going to impact the networks if let's put 2 scenarios, right? 1080p is still available, but 4K and 1440p is paywalled. And then the nuclear option, which is really bad, right? 720p is now the highest free version of YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? And then everything above 720p is now paywalled. Now, just for a reminder, right? Sneed gave me a heads up on this. 720p minimum download speed that you need is 2 Mbps, right, Sneed?
For YouTube's compression, it seems to be around 2.
Right. 1080p is 10.
Seems like YouTube works with Bane 13.
And then how much is 1080p, Sneed?
About 6.
It's probably
6?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
6
to
or
8.
7.
Okay, yeah. And then 4K is still 25, right?
At least.
Yep.
25 is going to get you steady. Yeah.
Okay, so I want everybody to chime in on this. Give me the proposed option, right? So 1080p is now the highest free version. How is that going to impact the carriers? And then we'll go on another round of 720p. So go ahead.
All right, I guess I'll start because I'm in the top left-hand corner. If 1080p becomes... So if you paywall 1440 and 4K, the amount of data consumption towards this video app is going to decrease by 10 to 15%. I feel pretty good about that number only because I know there are a number of devices whom do not have 4K or 1440p displays, therefore they weren't using it anyway. Right? A large number of devices don't support it. And then the other piece is YouTube has been messing around with settings and default video and kicking down resolutions without people paying attention. So to me, I can't see in more than maybe a 10 or a 15% decrease. I think that's fair if the 1440p and the 4K go paywall.
Who's next, Sneed?
I'll pass it off to you, Pete.
I don't think Verizon will see a difference because 720p outside of those zones, most plans. Once people do start getting more N77, N78 rollout, then they will start seeing a difference. But until then, I'd probably say, 10 to 12% less traffic on Verizon, and T-Mobile and AT&T on their top plans, you'd be seeing closer to 15. Simply because they're, as I said earlier, the top plans on both T-Mobile and AT&T do allow you to get 4K if the network can muster the bandwidth.
Hey, Pete, can I throw in one more thing?
Always.
If more people in the U.S. adopted VPNs, this decrease would be steeper. But I don't think enough people use them, so therefore it won't really make a substantial impact.
I mean, I have a couple VPNs I could use to get around the T-Mobile limitations, but I don't do it.
Right, but if this was to change, it wouldn't matter. The VPN would make no difference.
No, the VPN would make no difference. Also, once companies go to standalone cores, we're going to be finding that resolutions will be limited at the core level as opposed to the client level. So if I'm paying for a plan that says it will cap video out at 480p, no matter what the hell I do to my phone, no matter what VPN I'm running, no matter what I do, I'll still only be locked in at 480p. As long as I'm connected to that plan. And that's because people have been using VPNs to bypass resolution restrictions, especially on prepaid carriers, where the margins for data are quite a bit slimmer than it is for postpaid. So going forward, you're going to have to pay twice if you want 4K YouTube, just like you're going to be paying twice if you want 4K Netflix.
All right, Dave, your go, buddy.
All right, so if YouTube goes to 1080p as the highest quality, you know those big, gigantic, boxes of heart chocolates you get on Valentine's Day? Like the really, really giant ones that cost a ton of money? AT&T and Hans are going to send Sundar Pichai 2 of those boxes with a thank you gift, with a thank you gift card to for Hans, it's going to be for some new alligator shoes, and for AT&T
Nice.
CEO, it's going to be
Hans is probably going to go for the baby gators on the next one. Let me tell you,
could be. And for AT&T, he's going to send them a check for part of their property taxes or something.
Yeah, Pete knows all about them property taxes.
If it goes 720 completely, then freaking Sundar Pichai is going to be getting marriage proposals from these CEOs. They're going to be so happy. Hans is going to be dancing around, tap dancing in his alligator shoes.
No, you don't tap dance in gators. You do offer certain services with your mouth, though.
Steve, you're gonna get demonetized for this. Well, if they went to 720p, instead of it going to 10 to 15% data savings, I think that number 35. Doubles. Yeah, I think that number doubles easy. And I mean, at some point, the carriers have to look at this and be like, wait a minute, we might want to add this as a perk to our most expensive premium plan, YouTube Premium, right? Get it on the family level, the account level, get it on 5 devices, or 5 lines that are on the account, and build that into the most premium plan, and then get a cut rate from YouTube, right? You get yourself the large scale.
If YouTube offers such a thing,
right?
If
right,
I can
Ricky,
find, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's get Ricky on the 1080p and 720p piece.
I think he got swept away by the
Weasel,
hurricane.
you're up.
Weasel, you up, bro?
Well, I don't know. I think it's gonna be interesting because I think that it might hurt your bigger YouTubers a bit, especially like MKBHD, some of those ones that really push that 4K content. It might hurt them a little bit in terms of they're. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people look forward to that 4K content, especially when it's like tech videos and products and stuff like that.
Well, you got to remember, dude, like people got used to this now, right? Like it's not like we've been on YouTube consuming 720p and they're bringing 1080p to market. It's not like we're getting 1440p and 4K brought into market and now they're like, hey, we got this new resolution and here's what it costs. No, we had something and now they're taking it away. Bro, people don't like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I can start to find content like the content that I enjoy on PeerTube, I'm going to leave YouTube completely and not even use it because that'll be the last Google service that I have anything to do with. And I can totally block Google everything on my entire network. Because it's the last thing I use that's Google related.
Ricky, you up, bro? Ricky?
Thing won't unmute.
Oh, there you go. You're unmuted now.
Oh, okay. This Restream app doesn't like me.
It's hard to do Restream on mobile. I think it's tough.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
Jitsy's better.
Yeah, I think everybody's spot on with what they're saying. Yeah, it's true. For sure. It's just too bad that everything's going that way right now.
I'm telling you, Rick, I think the bottom line is the investor pressure. Investors are telling these CEOs, we want revenue increase. We want margin improvement. Show us growth. Show it. So like these CEOs are like, how do I squeeze the customer more? I mean, look what Verizon did, bro. They've had multiple price hikes now. It's not that they're huge price hikes. It's the fact that they've done multiple ones in the efforts to improve after they lost 23% profitability. What did they respond with? They're responding with connected devices, getting an increase in a fee.
I don't know. What was that one? What was that one
It's all
fee
about
that
the
went from
money.
6 cents to $1.43? That's a several 1,000% increase.
Well, I mean, you could look at it from a percentage and stuff, but I mean, it's just like these are the levers that they pull at the corporate level. Like the company is literally only doing this because the investors are taking their money and going to other companies where they feel shielded from the economic pressure. Right? They're going to go to more defensive stocks. They're going to say, especially the institutional investors who have been leaving certain companies because they've accrued debt or their valuation has decreased or their market cap or their enterprise cap is down. They're just leaving. And they're like, look, if you can't produce an increased dividend or you can't produce improved cash flows, we're taking our money somewhere else. And that's pressure to a CEO because look at Hans Vestberg, for example. When he inherited the company, it was a $55 stock. It's at $36. You don't think he feels pressure? I guarantee you this keeps him up at night. The fact that under his term, right, for lack of a better term, right, he's lost almost 50% of the company's value. Bro, T-Mobile has a bigger market cap than Verizon right now. And they don't even make money. Like, to show you, like, investors, like, they're screwy. Like, Verizon generates tens of billions of dollars of revenue every year. And their cash flows are in the billions. Right? But, like, investors are saying T-Mobile's the investment. to show you like where the investor's mindset is, right? It's completely disconnected.
One thing about this Verizon hike is also, it's not every single customer. It's only the data customers, the tablet lines and the
Yeah, but they
data
already
only
did the
lines.
voice lines. They couldn't do them again.
Right.
If
But
they
even
did,
still,
Ricky,
if you
what would
think about
happen?
a dollar a month is not much, considering the huge investment they are of upgrading the whole system.
No, I understand, but I'm just saying
Yeah, yeah.
they couldn't increase the price to voice lines again.
Right. Yeah, because they did it once already.
To
Yeah,
be
and
fair,
customers left.
investors are kind of dumb in a way because they shoot themselves in the foot because they want short-term quick profit, quick, give me profit. But the long term, they don't care about. So if the company fails in the long term, that's one thing. But if they lose money in the short term, the stock goes down by 10%. That's a little bit backwards, in my opinion.
This didn't happen 10 years ago. Before or 6 years ago when the markets
Because
were seemingly steadier.
we had different regulations in place at that time.
I think it's crazy that people are going to dump Verizon over $1 a month. I think that's just the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
No.
I'm going to get rid of a very good, reliable service just because of $1.
Ricky, they're
I mean,
not leaving because of $1.
What are they leaving for then?
They're leaving for several dollars. They're going to AT&T if they can get a 25% discount. They're going to T-Mobile if they can get 7 lines for $200 instead of 7 lines for $350.
Yeah.
Right? So they're not leaving for the dollar. They're leaving for several dollars.
And yet these same people go to the grocery store and they spend $8, $9, $10 a pound for hamburgers since it went up and think nothing of it. They're saying, "Oh, I'm not going to stop eating hamburger because
you need food more than you need a wireless line."
And when
most of these people don't need all this stuff. All they need is a flip phone with just phone service. That's all they really need. And text
but that's not what Rogers data says, that people will always pay their phone bill. It's non-negotiable.
When that price increases, it's increasing to $1.50, and if you have 7 lines, that's over $10 a month.
Yeah, but that's each person is paying that increase. It's not one person paying the whole increase.
Have you ever heard of a family?
Generally, well, that's true. I mean, if you have children and stuff that's on your plans, yeah, that's true. But if you have 7 adults that's on the plan, most of the time they're all paying their phone bill individually, even less they're a family plan. So
who are Verizon customers though? Verizon customers are generally your older Americans who have kids, or who are just getting kids in college or whatever, and so they're on mom and dad's phone plan.
Yeah, but my take on this is people waste so much money in their budget every month on other things, and then yet they complain about a small increase on their phone bills. And it's the same people that's spending like hundreds of dollars a month on alcohol and drugs and cigarettes and all that stuff, and then yet they complain about their phone bill going up a little bit when they're spending 50 times more on other stuff that they really don't need in their life. So I think that's just crazy.
See, RFK, that would make sense. Like
you're
overestimating the common sense of most Americans.
Yes.
By like
you're right.
Like with me, I have a budget that I work with every single month. I budget every single dollar.
There you go.
Yeah, but here's the thing on that though. It's like you can tighten everything and still have trouble month to month in an economic situation like we have now. Like when your dollar
especially
doesn't
with a
stretch
hard
like
economy,
it used to.
right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, you go to stores, you get like three bags of groceries, plastic bags worth of groceries, and it's $50. It's like shaking your head. It's like, what?
Oh, I'm not discounting the people who are actually having a tough time. I'm talking about Ricky's people who are spending $150 on alcohol and cigarettes a month.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's the people I'm talking about. Like when you got your single mom working a minimum wage waitress job.
They're not negotiating that, Dave.
That I understand.
They're not willing to give up the cigarettes and the beer. Like those are mandatory. Like they've already made that decision.
Hey, my brandy is not going out of my
But here's what they'll
my
do
budget.
though. I've seen this before. I've seen this when I was working in I used to work at a fueling station back when I was in college, and there was an economic downturn during those years. And I remember people that used to buy Budweiser started buying Natural Light. And I remember people that used to buy Natural Light started buying Natural Ice.
Hey, Sneed, why didn't they just fill out from the water fountain? It's the same thing.
I don't know, Pete. I don't engage in these things. I'm just saying I watched what they bought and they changed. They adjusted they like to the pricing. Like a 12 pack of Natty Light I think was like $6.99. And then a 12 pack of Natural Ice was like $5.99. I literally watched our
And
Natural
you
Ice
could,
sales go up 50% month over month.
and what I'm getting at is you could get the same beverage if you purchased, 8 big gulps of water from the fountain.
And see, my thought is also these streaming services. It's like I don't have any streaming services or cable or anything else, and I'm perfectly happy. Why do you
All
need to
right,
spend
so
$20 a month on streaming services?
let me
Yeah, I
bring
work
this
so
back
much.
around
I don't
here.
have time to watch TV. I got Netflix for when I'm eating dinner at home. That's it.
Ricky, let me bring this back around here. I'll start with you, then we'll go Weasel, Dave, Pete, and then Moose. I'm saying that with YouTube going paywall for like 4K and 1440p, do you think carriers start to look into YouTube Premium as a premium benefit when you have a family account of like 4 or 5 lines on a premium plan like Magenta Max or Verizon's Get More or AT&T's premium plan? They'll include it with it. Do you think they start to explore that because people really like YouTube and they prefer to have all forms of resolution and no ads? So, Ricky, you think the carriers start looking into this?
Nope.
So you think the
Nope.
days of adding those things in these bundles are gone?
Yep.
All right. Weasel, you want to jump in?
I I think it's a high possibility. I definitely think that they might, look at adding some sort of YouTube family plan or something incorporated if you've got, more than 2 lines or something.
All right, Dave.
I think yes. And the main reason is because like with these carriers, they will do whatever to get to make like value seem like it's there. So when you get like the Magenta Max 5 lines or whatever, I think they're going to include YouTube Premium with this just to as an upsell. Because when these companies paywall things, these other companies add them to their bundles. It just naturally happens.
I think it will only appear if they get a good deal with YouTube. Like, we're not gonna find companies paying outright like AT&T did with HBO Max, albeit house money, or what T-Mobile is doing with Netflix. They're gonna want to have a promo price to bundle it in, so they're not paying the full burden for the family plan.
Moose.
Well, remember what Verizon said with the Play Plus, I think it's called, right? The Play Plus.
Play Plus. Yeah.
Right, exactly. They're going to give you an option to bundle all of these services, but you're going to be paying for it, right? Maybe on a slight discount, but they're not going to give it to you for free. So what we've talked about in the podcast several months ago was once that is in the market, right, any day now, right, sometime in Q4, possibly if it's pushed back into Q1 of 2023, Play Plus is going to be the new way of doing business because no company is interested in losing money. Okay, perfect example that Sneed always brings up, right? The bakery. I'm not going to give you a dessert just because you buy $100 worth of product, right? I'm still losing margin, right? And it's all about margin right now. So
That's exactly right.
right, it's all about margins. So I'm going to bundle your bill. I might even get a cut from these streaming services, because now instead of, these people, they may not have purchased Paramount Plus, Peacock, uh, Crunchyroll, like all these other things, Peloton, right? Subscription, etc. VIX from the Hispanic thing, VIX. Even HBO Max, right? I'm now bundling it into one app. There's going to be like a 25%, 20% discount. And I'm going to probably get a cut of this because I'm like a middleman, Now, that's one hypothesis of how this is going to go. The other hypothesis, if T-Mobile continues to do this, giving away pretty much everything for free, right? Even if it's a trial period, like Apple TV Plus, Paramount Plus, Prime from Amazon. And by the way, as we were talking on this stream, I actually canceled my YouTube Premium.
Oh, damn, Moose.
Because it's going up next month.
Wow.
$5, man.
Hey,
it's going up $5.
Moose, when you're done with this stream, go to the F-Droid App Store and look up an app called NewPipe. 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 You can get.
No, stop. Private chat. Talk about it in private chat.
Just look it up.
This is Sneed's producer butting in. Talk about it in private chat.
Look it up.
So, anyways, there's a lot of different things, guys, that we got to think about this, right? Right now, belts are tightening. You got to look at all your subscriptions, like Lavendi was saying, right? I only am doing the free option. If I get ads, I get ads, But I'm not going to be paying. In his opinion, he's not going to be paying $25, $22 for YouTube Premium just to avoid ads and to give the, when you turn off the screen, right, background play, right? So lots of different things to consider. Sneed, what do you think?
All right, so you gave the example of the bakery. Most businesses are going to operate like that. Maybe there was a time back in the past where, a company could eat up a few bucks in cost, make it up on premium upsell, and they would still be in the plus. Now I think that those margins have become so premium and so important to the survival and vitality of a business in Wall Street, in the market, that they're just like, we can't do this. So stuff like that is harder to come by, and I think, the what are we calling it? The Play Plus model from Verizon. That's a tip of the iceberg. I think that's a microcosm of pretty much every company moving forward. Think about all the stuff that you used to get when you used to go somewhere, order something, and you'd be like, can I have extra this, extra that, or can you put in some of this or some of that? And they wouldn't charge you for it, right? Like you paid the cost for whatever you were buying, and if you wanted a few little extras, it was no big deal. Well, now the costs for everything have accelerated. They're more expensive. So literally the business can't do it. They're going to go out of business. So it's like I'm working for a 15 or 20% margin and I got everybody wanting extra or wanting this, that, and the third, now my margins are 5%. Once I pay employees and payroll, what am I left with? I'm working for free.
These companies have to be careful not to pick up the penny on the sidewalk and miss the $20 bill sitting 2 feet away.
Yep.
Yeah, but these are business principles, Dave. It's not about pennies. It's about you're trying to be as operationally lean as possible, so that way if things do hit the fan, like, you've got the proper
margin
setup for your business to sustain.
Yeah, when I said that, I was talking about Verizon mainly with this whole like we're gonna raise fees and lose like
well, Dave, they raised price. Yeah, the economic recovery fee. Literally 1 quarter later, they lost 23% profitability. That's
so
huge.
They're picking up the penny and leaving the $20 bill.
But like they made it seem like, well, they still did accelerate the revenue. So it goes to show you how freaking profitable Verizon is when you look at it at a ARPA level. They're getting money hand over fist. But it's not enough.
Yeah.
They want more. You know?
Well, they are sinking a lot in this network upgrade, and they're doing a fine job doing it.
No doubt. No doubt. But like every company is. Right? So like, okay, so let me ask you this, Rick. April 2023. It'll be 3 years from when the merger closed with Sprint. Does T-Mobile increase pricing within the next 30, 60, or 90 days from the 3-year anniversary?
Knowing them, they probably won't. They'll be giving out free rabies shots on Tuesdays and free pink thongs on Friday nights.
Does anybody here on the panel believe, because I was looking at the numbers, Verizon accelerated revenues by over $300 million. AT&T accelerated by about $300 million. T-Mobile accelerated by $70 million. They're the only company that hasn't been able to raise pricing because they can't. Do you think that they actually do it, or do you think they hold off and try to find ways to get by without raising prices?
If they raise their prices up to where it's like almost as much as AT&T Verizon, people are going to dump them and then go back to AT&T or Verizon.
They increase their activation fees and their like in-store service fees and like their customer support charges. They don't actually increase the price of the plans, or if they do, it's only for new customers. Because of course we got the price lock for existing customers.
Weasel. Weasel, jump in.
I don't know on this one. Honestly, it's hard to say.
Okay, so if you're a T-Mobile customer and they raise pricing, do you stay or do you go?
I think, probably stay just because of the inconvenience of switching, and we ourselves have been with T-Mobile for quite a while, so.
Good point. It's not easy to switch, especially when you got multiple lines and multiple households and stuff, right?
Yep.
I don't think that many people would switch. I think that the people that would switch...
A drastic increase in price, yeah.
Well, what if it put it online with like what AT&T charges, right? Like the closest competitor.
So this is what I'm thinking is going to happen. Because I know Steve and I have talked about this for a while. The day that they are able to raise prices, they will. No company is doing this for free. Okay? The reason why they're going to do this, there's two schools of thought. If they don't raise prices, that means that they're trying to get bought out. Simple as that. They're a growth story, but until what end? Until they get bought out. If they are not trying to get bought out, then they will raise prices because they are going to start wanting to do more things. Fiber build out, right? Economies of scale.
Moose, they're difficult. They're difficult to buy right now. Their market cap it's approaching $200 billion now. They're very valuable. It was never like this before.
They can still be bought out, man.
Yeah, but it's not easy. Now it's harder to do because they're bigger. The conversation we were having was when their market cap was $136 billion. A lot has changed. People are buying their shares, bro. Their enterprise value is much higher. Their market cap is much higher today. That's a tougher conversation to have.
I think everybody.
I'm still periodically buying some shares. I can't afford that.
I mean, a real acquisition. I mean, what company has free cash flow of like $50 billion?
Apple.
Disney.
So Disney's going to buy T-Mobile? I predict in the next 2
years that T-Mobile will be bought.
But you have to tell me by whom.
Or Disney.
Yeah, it has to be by whom.
Well, we don't know, but it's definitely
maybe Microsoft. Microsoft might be able to do it.
I mean, that's hard to say though because of all the stink that they made in the beginning when they tried to buy them, and then that's what basically Dish. Why and how Dish came about,
Bro, how many companies?
To still be a fourth competitor.
Weasel, how many companies have 100 plus, maybe 110 million customers, and they all pay their bill every single month? How many businesses have that?
None.
Probably very minimal, if any.
Not many.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? So like, I think we're actually kind of wrong to assume that they just want to be bought out, right? Like, if anything, they're probably just, how do we make a better profit, And if you improve your ARPU by $2, that's game changing when you have 110, 120 million subscribers.
They close down the stores in the city centers and they move the stores to the rural areas because A, they're trying to compete in rural areas, and B, rents are cheaper in rural areas, so their stores will cost less.
It's not a bad plan.
So your store in Metro Atlanta shuts down and your store in Waycross, Georgia opens up.
Georgia.
But yeah, so I'm telling you, I have a strong feeling that they will raise prices at the minimum at the people that are paying $10, $15, $20 a line, those super grandfathered plans. Because
Hey, my plan's not grandfathered and I'm paying private chat a line.
oh yeah, I'm talking about the super grandfathered plans. Like, I got a buddy of mine, right? I've known this guy for 20 years. This guy's entire family, 15 lines. He's only paying $150, $180 max. How is that possible, man?
What?
Yes.
How many lines?
He easily has 15 lines. Easily.
15 lines.
Yeah.
$150.
Around there, yeah.
On a consumer account.
Yep. Ridiculous.
How do these people get these prices, bro?
I don't know, man.
That's not
you
advertised.
Get the right promo at the right time, and you apply it to the right things.
Got you. Okay. Or do you have to go T-Mobile Tuesday? You get on one of their little TikToks, bro, and they give you a free line.
You get T-Mobile Connect prepaid, and then you only pay $15 a line.
Well, I have an AT&T line and a Verizon line. If both of them raise their prices $20 each a month, I don't care.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Ricky, I don't know what you're paying. I don't know what you're paying right now.
I will not get rid of AT&T, and I will not get rid of Verizon to go to Skunky. Absolutely not.
Bro, there are literally people that churn out of Verizon and AT&T all the time and go to Skunky.
Yeah, well, more power to them. Also, pigs roll around in mud all day long too. That doesn't mean I'm going to.
What's crazy is everybody's always like, there's a really loud minority of people that say people are leaving Verizon because of the network, but then they go to Spectrum or Xfinity and they're happy. I don't see how that happens.
Exactly. Yeah, you're on the same network, basically.
Because the
only reason it's cheaper is because you're getting the bundled services. That's the only reason it's cheaper.
They have no idea they're still on Verizon. They think it's a different thing.
It's an MVNO, but yet.
So by having a different name on the box, it's a different company, and therefore their perception of it goes up.
That's right.
What do they call that? What's the word I'm looking for?
Deception and lies.
No, it's where you think you're getting something you're not.
Placebo?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, Chain Prime. I'm literally the only one. Yep. I'm special, I guess. I'm the only one.
I mean, if you have the option of paying, $300 one company and $200 on another, and they're roughly the same, are you gonna give up your steak for Steakums to stay with the $300 one?
By the way, I think we missed I think we
Okay.
missed a super chat earlier from Lawrence. I want to give a big
Uh-oh.
shout out to Lawrence. Thanks, Moose. Take it easy,
Yep.
bro. Appreciate you.
He was asking me a
See you, Moose.
question, and the answer was no. So I'm gonna have to pester Carlos, see if we can do something about that.
Yeah. What up, Landon?
Well,
Good to see you, man.
Well, you guys are paying your $200 and $300 a month for your phone bills. I'm going to stick with paying my $15.
Well, I mean, we're all on probably multi-line accounts. Like Pete's got like a dozen lines.
That and you guys use a heck of a lot more than I do.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys are using 100 gigs, and the average person uses 22, and I'm using less than 2 every single month.
Dave.
There are 3 lines on my account that exceed 100 gigs a month.
Pete, mine's at 50.
I probably use 200 gigs a month.
I'm gonna have to double check. So that might be 2 lines that exceed 100 gigs.
Mine's at 50 right now.
It's all that 4K I watch at nighttime.
Wait.
My general use is about 1.5 to 2 gigs a month.
You're at 50 right now?
I mean, I got a notification.
16 more days in the billing period.
So then I'm going to hit 100.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I got the SIM card in my Pixel, bro, and I be doing stuff, you know?
They don't care. They're just saying, hey, if there's too many business people on the tower, you're going to get a speed cut.
Yeah, but it's not... they ain't congested out here, though.
Yeah, they're not congested here either, so...
Yeah, we don't have any congestion down here either. It's good down here.
The only place in 41 is congested is LA and New York. If you're in, well, maybe in Chicago. If you're anywhere else except for those 3 places, in 41 is going to be fine for you.
Is that really the only places it's messed up?
Most likely. I mean, those are big cities, so it wouldn't surprise me with those. But like,
yeah, plus T-Mobile's got really good market share in those places too.
In like a small town like I'm in with 45,000 people, there's no way you're going to congest in 41.
Yeah, speed tests use a lot of data. I mean, just one speed test uses a half a gig. So if you do 2 speed tests, there's a gig gone right there.
No, Ricky, my mmWave speed tests take like 4 gigs.
Well, that's different. That's another. I'm talking about just LTE and N77 tests. I'm talking about. But yeah, you're right. MmWave is a lot.
I mean,
yeah, it's huge.
I do like 3 tests and it's like 10 gigs of data.
Yeah, exactly.
Depending on your speed, even with,
I probably burn up 30 gigs a day.
You can exceed a gig in a speed test on mid-band.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, now with speeds exceeding gigabit.
In Vegas, when I was busting out the T-Mobile, one speed test used 1.6 gigs.
Hey, John is asking the question to the panel. What's your prediction for Verizon Q4? Same as Q3.
Losses.
So whatever happened in Q3.
Massive job cuts.
Take Q3 and hit the screenshot button and you'll get Q4.
But worse, because we're going to see enterprise losses.
Oh, true. Because Cali Field's going to be Verizon's lunch.
No, it's because Verizon picked up Boeing's. T-Mobile picked up Verizon's Boeing secondary status.
Yeah, Cali Field's eating Verizon's lunch.
Okay.
They're going to regret that. They are going to regret that like crazy. That will not last long because there's no way Skunky can keep up with.
Well, Ricky, I predicted out of the. I don't know how many customers it is, but I think some of those customers are going to go to AT&T. They're going to switch from Verizon and go to the Death Star.
But the point is, Verizon is losing potentially, 23,000 people?
Yeah, they'll lose about 20,000. No, it's more. It's probably going to be about 40,000 Verizon's losing.
Da, 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 dum.
So if Verizon loses 40...
That's just a dent.
Yeah, but Ricky, that's just Boeing. There's going to be more Boeing.
That's one account.
Yeah, there's more.
There are 4 state government agencies near me who are switching from Verizon to T-Mobile for government.
Didn't they say the IRS switched to T-Mobile?
Yep.
That's completely crazy.
The Chicago PD, that's a big account.
That's a lot of raccoonery buffoonery.
Well, the thing about Boeing, Ricky, is the people could still choose AT&T if they wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Right? AT&T is the primary. Verizon was the secondary. Now Verizon's out as the secondary, and T-Mobile comes in as the secondary.
Which is still a massive potential.
They're going to have at least 10 or 15,000 customers that they didn't have before. At least. There are some people who probably didn't want AT&T for a reason, right?
So they'd be in my boat. The guy who's like, yeah, last time I had AT&T, they did this to me.
Not even just that, Pete. There's places where AT&T's network still isn't up to par.
Last time I had AT&T,
like my
they
city.
charged me for my nights and weekends.
And I thought I was on an unlimited plan too.
I mean, I saw Stetson's graphic about all his speed testing in Longmont.
I remember.
What did you say there?
I'll get it for you, Pete. I'll send you a picture.
I remember my first Sprint phone.
Actually, I'll knock on his door.
We were downloading ringtones to our Sprint phones and didn't realize it was using data at the time and got like a $200 bill for phone data.
You know, to Verizon's credit, their network is really good. Like, where they're doing their upgrades, it is making a huge difference. You know, Ricky brought it up. They're spending money. It's 100% fact. Wherever they do their upgrades, the network is performing phenomenal. You know,
yeah, right now
AT&T Ultrawide is a difference maker.
AT&T is really sucking down here with N77. They are completely messing it up. It's almost like a T-Mobile deployment. They're more important to get that 5G plus icon out there than actually getting good performance.
T-Mobile up here is absolutely screaming because Verizon has no N77 here because it's a rural-ish area. They don't have it deployed. They don't have clearance here yet. AT&T doesn't have clearance here yet, and so T-Mobile's the only one with mid-band like that.
Yeah, so what's going on here with AT&T is this. They got 50 megahertz of LTE, 5 carrier aggregation. So they have N5, which is 15 megahertz. And then that's on a tower that's close by. Now your phone connects to N77 that's 7 miles away. When it connects to N77 7 miles away, it knocks out the N5. You don't even have that anymore. So now you have the 50 megahertz of LTE and the 40 megahertz of the N77. And what happens is your speeds go to crap. You got 125 down and you got 10 up because you're knocking out that N5. You know, sure, it's fake 5G because it's on low band, but still, it's better to have 15 megahertz that's a quarter of a mile away than it is to have N77 40 megahertz 7 miles away. So until AT&T launches non-standalone with carrier aggregation so they can mix the N5 and the N77 together with the LTE, then you're going to get good performance. So I don't know if AT&T has that in the plans or not, or they're just going to wait till standalone comes out. But even so, you go to standalone, now you got 15 megahertz N5 and 40 of N77. That's still not going to be good enough, especially if you're counting on it coming 7 miles away from the site.
The only way I could see them doing that is if they block basically, you know, certain towers from connecting with others. You know, basically a range.
Which they can
right.
do.
That dual connectivity should be shut off.
I disagree with you there because I think in some certain situations it could work, but if you basically
I've seen zero situations where it works down here.
If you basically say that, hey, this PCI can't connect with this PCI, you know, that's 3 towers away.
Now, if you happen to be at the site that has N77 on it and it has 50 megahertz LTE, it performs okay because it's not knocking out the N5. because it doesn't need that 15 megahertz because you got strong enough signal on N77 and it works okay. What I'm talking about is when you start getting 5-10 miles away, or 5 to 7 miles away from an N77 site, and it's pushing it all the way over there, and your phone's connecting to it. So that's where the problem is.
You gotta get out your rain sticks and go outside and do the dance or whatever, and pray to the AT&T gods to bring you in 77.
Oh, you know what I did? I went into my 73 menu on my service mode, and I shut off N77 for AT&T. Shut it off.
There you go.
And guess what? Now I get 450 down and 125 up.
There you go.
So I'm just using the 50 of LTE and the 15 of the fake 5G for now until N77 gets on every tower and they get their shit together.
Low band 5G is not fake.
Well, it is.
Nah.
In terms of throughput,
if it weren't for low band, you wouldn't be able to make a phone call or send a text message in half the United States.
Yeah, the low band is an LTE frequency, LTE everything. It's just when they added the software update to make it turn around and do 5G, it's just an icon.
Hey guys, breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Breaking news.
Uh-oh, what's up?
Twitter is going to charge $20 per month for a new Twitter Blue service, which automatically adds the verified check mark. On top of that, existing verified users will lose their check mark in 90 days if they do not subscribe and pay the $20 fee for the new Twitter Blue.
Mastodon for the win. Go Mastodon.
When I tell you guys, I really mean this. They are going to squeeze every single person, not 10 times, not 20 times. They are going to squeeze and pinch you 100 times until they get every single penny that they can out of you. And I swear to you guys, the bottom line is the investor. They want to report to these investors that we improved margins, profitability, and cash flows by 20% this quarter. And then everybody buys the stock.
Go Mastodon. I am super excited. We'll see another freaking 90,000 users migrate.
I think we should start doing Mastodon, Sneed.
Pete, where is your Mastodon account? I will follow you.
I'm gonna put it up. Send me the deets.
Bro, I'm just gonna make a new avatar, and it's just gonna be a blue check mark. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm not paying the price, bro.
I ain't giving them no money. What has Twitter done for me?
What do you mean? It's your boy Elon, bro. What you mean?
He ain't my boy. Elon's
he is.
crap.
That's your boy, bro.
He's
you love
somebody's
Elon.
boy. He's somebody's boy.
Elon is deception and lies.
Boys.
Elon should buy T-Mobile. They would make a great fit with the deception and lies.
Who knows? He might end up moving everything up to the satellites.
Have you noticed that Elon's nose got a little bit longer?
I thought he was just a growing boy.
Yeah, he thinks he's a real boy.
Let's see. Josh said, I thought Elon buying it means it's going private. I have no idea, bro.
I want to be a real boy, not some titanium toy.
Everybody thinks like Elon is this Marvel Avenger, like he's gonna save the day.
Yep.
This guy's crazy.
I can tell you right now, Elon's his motives is not in the public and you and I's interest at all.
Decentralize the internet. Join Mastodon.
He just wants to own Twitter. So everybody on Twitter read promoted ads about cutting his taxes.
Nobody can buy. No billionaire can buy Mastodon. It's impossible.
It's not for sale, ho.
Exactly. You couldn't buy it if you wanted to.
Yeah, they're not. I don't think his approval rating is what it used to be, right? What do you think? Like, people used to be more supportive of Elon. I think everybody's kind of catching on to him, you know?
Well, the biggest thing that hurt Elon is when he said, I'm going to launch Starlink so that everybody in the world that doesn't have access to broadband will get it. And he blatantly lied about that because he turned around and let everybody that has broadband service get the satellite service. I mean, look at Chase. Poor Chase up there in Ohio. He still does not have no broadband.
Well, who's there?
Nobody. He's
Nobody?
on HughesNet.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
he's on HughesNet.
Oh, no.
He's on HughesNet. And yet, all these millions of people now have Starlink and got rid of Comcast, got rid of Spectrum, and all that. See, he should have prioritized things. If Elon was smart, he would have prioritized the people who are underserved gets priority access to the service. And then once all those customers are taken care of, then we'll move on to the Comcast people, the Spectrum people, and all them that wants to dump their ass because they're horrible. That's what he should have did, but he didn't do that. It was a really bad plan to do that. So it just shows that he only wants to make money off the system. He doesn't really care about who gets the internet.
Ricky,
remember, I did
news.
the live stream about that. Remember, I did that live stream about that.
Ricky, breaking news. T-Mobile is selling magenta-colored Twitter check marks for verified accounts for $10. That's from Zero Cool.
Yeah, then what do you get on Tuesdays? Rabies shot?
I don't know, man.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking about that, remember about the good old times there at SMT? You know, back in the day when I first started my channel? Remember all the fun we used to have? Well, my anniversary is coming up. This Wednesday is my anniversary edition. So Wednesday night at 8 p.m. is the anniversary edition. So hopefully you and Carlos can both join me at 8 o'clock that night. So we can kind of reminisce on the old days, you know, back in the good times, you know, from when we started like 2 years ago, I think it was, or something like that. So yeah, it's going to be good. Plus, I'm going to do a $50 giveaway. So
nice. That's nice of you, Rick.
We're going to spin that wheel and somebody's going to win $50. But you better get subscribed now, because if you're not subscribed to the channel, you're going to lose out. So
I can't subscribe because I don't have a Google account.
Oh.
All right, man. Well, we'll see you on Wednesday. I'll definitely be there. 8 p.m. is right in my wheelhouse. But
yeah,
for now,
I made it early enough. I know you turned into a pumpkin early in the night, so we have to make it early for you.
Are you going to pay the $50? Are you going to pay the $50 in Monero?
Yeah, we're going to do Magenta Cash. Yeah.
No, Monero, cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah. No, we're gonna give out Magenta coins. We're going to give out $50 worth of Magenta coins. Yeah.
All right. Everybody put in your favorite. Everybody, do me a favor and put in your favorite hashtag for the night.
Oh God, you don't want my hashtags.
Yeah, it's Ravioli Gang, isn't it?
No, it's like hashtag dump skunk and hashtag rabies and hashtag no beanie and all the stuff.
Hey, Yogi, I don't think that's a good idea, but you know what? Hashtag feed the bear.
Yeah. Oh, Sneed, are you coming to CES with us all? We got a big group coming. Are you coming?
No, I gotta work, man. I'm not able to do it.
That sucks.
It's such a weird time of the year. Like, if only they did it over like they would never do it over the holiday season, right? Because of family time. But like that would be the perfect time to do it. Would be like the week after Christmas, but before New Year's. You know what I mean? Like in between, but like everybody takes like a 2-week vacation. People are off from like
right. So everybody's vacationed out already. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so people take their vacations like December 20th and they're gone until like January 5th. You know, that would be the perfect time. Like fine, take your vacation for a week, but like nobody wants to come back and work for that week. You know?
Yeah, true. Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be a blast. I'm going to be doing some live streaming this year. Now, last time I was at CES, I couldn't even live stream because I was on Skunky. But this time, I got Verizon and I got AT&T. So we're going to be streaming live from CES there. I can't wait to see that S23 Ultra in person.
Bro, this one's kind of weird. Hashtag soggy socks. I'm going to go... I'm
gonna
go hashtag bologna sandwiches.
I'm gonna do a trending Mastodon hashtag, and that's hashtag Twitter migration. It's been popping over the last couple of days.
Nice.
Pete, as soon as you get your Mastodon, ping me and I will follow you.
I check your new follower.
Oh, ooh. Pete, we'll do it. Right. We'll do a hashtag to the last show. Hashtag penicillin. Remember that one?
Oh yeah, you need that penicillin.
Bad Wesley.
Get a hashtag ahoy from Troy.
Bad Wesley. He says C-band not N77. You're dyslexic, Wesley.
Hey, I was just going off James. James started it.
Shu 420?
Yeah.
You know it, man.
I love it. I'm gonna follow you. Now we gotta just get Sneed on.
Or how about hashtag 4 to 8 gigahertz is C-band? There we go.
Hashtag allergic to penicillin.
Oh, jeez.
That stinks because amoxicillin's more potent.
Yeah, hashtag deception and lies. That's a good one.
Yeah, we got
That's right.
P-Raw Mastodon.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Aw, snap.
Oh, we got
The
Lawrence coming in. Hashtag C-band.
The end
Oh,
is nigh.
no.
Wesley's got his
Hashtag
hashtag N41 the GOAT.
Dude, y'all
Hashtag
really
bear.
don't understand how bad I
41.
hate the FCC. I hate the FCC. I hate the FCC worse than my ex-wife.
Please tell us how badly you hate the FCC.
You explain, Ricky.
Like, I don't think we all caught that. Please explain
Yeah,
one more time
yeah.
just how badly you hate the FCC.
I hate the FCC. And the FAA. Don't want to leave them out. Give them love, too.
What about
Make
the
a-
DOT?
Make a rap about it. I hate the FCC, the FAA,
Well, so far,
the DOT.
DOT hasn't done anything to the wireless industry, actually, I don't think.
Yeah, they did. They
They
sided
did? What
with
did
the
they
FAA.
Oh,
Wait,
that
wait.
makes it. Yeah, it makes them an
Hold
enemy,
up,
too.
Hold up. Back up the freaking truck. The FAA reports to the
To the
Department of
DOT.
Transportation.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Why? It's the Federal Aviation Administration.
And see, the
It's
FAA
the,
also blocked.
They should rename them the Federal Procrastination Generation.
The Federal
Well-
Procrastination Administration.
You don't want me to say what FAA stands for, or you don't want me to say what FCC stands. I'm not going to do that to your live stream.
Oh, that's a good one from Fry Breed or Fry Bread. He said, hashtag wolf tickets. Absolutely, sir or madam, whomever you are.
In 77 wolf tickets.
That's a good
Hey,
one.
Sneed. I saw in one of your videos earlier a reply to a reply I made for Goddess Hylia. I think I'm gonna have to do a signer video on my channel.
Yeah, I don't think people know what
Nice.
that is.
Millimeter wave wolf tickets.
Dave, don't take it there, Dave.
No.
Steve's gonna boot me off his live stream. If you guys don't see me anymore, that's why.
Dave, let's stay friends, bro. Chill out.
Yeah,
Don't cross the
you
line.
You can't down and diss real 5G. You just can't
Friends
do
don't
that.
let friends use millimeter wave.
Aw, Dave.
Oh,
Aw,
snap. Somebody dropped that hammer on him.
I know.
Bam.
seriously, bro.
Bad
If he
hammer.
wasn't, Dave-
Wait. Isn't he also a producer?
Yes,
Mm-hmm. Well, I
I
can
have
tell you
my-
this.
I have my show.
200 megahertz of N77 on every single tower in the United States for Verizon is going to be the new millimeter wave gigabit speeds. It's coming.
Because millimeter wave doesn't go through glass.
Well, it doesn't matter. If you got N77 with 200 megahertz, you're good.
yeah, but it does though.
No,
Nah,
I'm
it's
just messing with
concrete.
Sneed.
It's
I know
concrete
Ricky's
that
going
millimeter
along with it.
doesn't do.
No.
Can't use millimeter wave in a car. You have to be outside, and you can't. If it.
Well,
if
everybody's
the
already
chairs-
disproved that. Just go watch Carlos's channel. He
Don't,
proved it.
chair-
Both.
don't,
If
don't
there's a
sneeze
freaking
too hard.
if there's a freaking umbrella between, like if there's one of them like table umbrellas between you and the node, the signal
on,
will
man.
drop out.
Actually,
Come on,
the human
man.
body is a good blocker.
What's a good blocker?
The human body.
It is. It'll drop your speed from like 4 gigs to like 500 meg.
No, it goes to 1.5 gigs. Stop it.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop
That's
with the deception and lies.
right there.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Stop the madness. Stop the presses.
Hashtag stop the deception and lies.
All right, guys.
That's so
Thank you for
crazy.
hanging out. We out
All
this
right.
piece.
Peace.
Yeah, and if you guys have missed my drone videos, I've been doing drone videos last couple of days. I got one more coming up tomorrow night too. So,
All right, Ricky. We'll check out your content. We'll see you on Wednesday night, man.
all right, buddy.